Marriage is hard work. Marriage is commitment. In order for you to enjoy your marriage, you need to put in a lot of work into it. You have to put in a lot in order to get the output or the result, which is happiness. Pastor Funke Felix has a popular say. She says that marriage can send, or marriage will actually send a lot of people to hell. So it is better for you to marry the right person than to marry the wrong person that will push you as a child of God to hell. Because in marriage, your relationship with God is going to be tested, it's going to be tried. You know, you're going to go from patience to endurance and to long suffering. A lot of partners have come to that extent where instead of putting more attention on God, instead of putting more time on the things of God, they are kind of focused on their partner because of what they are going through. Maybe they are giving in a lot and not getting that back in return, which is why marriage is not a child's play. Every young man and woman should have the non-negotiables, what we call the non-negotiables, or what we call the red flags. Things that while you are dating and courting in a relationship, if you find in someone, then that thing automatically disqualifies that person. If you don't have your non-negotiables, trust me, then you're actually getting into something that you may not understand, something that is going to lead you to failure. Because marriage is not a child's play. Marriage is not easy in any way. You should have those things that if you find in a man, if you find in a woman that you're dating and talking about marriage with, then that should be an automatic disqualification. For example, a man that raises their hand on a woman, yes, for me, that is a non-negotiable. That is something that it should already gives you should already know what kind of relationship you're getting into. And that's why when we talk about domestic violence, it all originated from, oh, he slapped me once, and giving excuses like, oh, maybe it's because I was too mouthy, maybe it's because I was talking too much, and that's why he slapped me, and that's okay. No, you should have your non-negotiables. If you call somebody and they don't pick up in your relationship while you're courting with them, you call them today, call them tomorrow, call them the next day, they don't pick up, and then you eventually see them, they give you an excuse as to why they didn't pick up your call. That is a non-negotiable. See, as women, I know from myself, I am an attention seeker. I love when my husband shows me attention. I love when I'm the center of everything that surrounds him. Let it just be all about me, as the woman. I don't like any other woman or any other like thing taking his attention compared to me. So if you have a man and already he's not giving you enough attention, you call and they don't pick up, they don't respond to your call, they don't even text you back, that should be a non-negotiable. If you have a woman that comes to you just because of your money, it should be a non-negotiable. You should have nothing completely to do with this person, because if they show that attitude in your relationship, they are going to show it in marriage and worse. If a man raises his hand on you, or if and domestic violence and abuse is not only from the woman too. Sometimes the man actually does that. Sometimes women are very abusive and they do the same thing. So if you have a woman that abuses you psychologically, emotionally, in any way, you should be able to tell and call them off. Those are your non-negotiables. And for example, if you're a woman, you're a career woman, you intend to grow up and have a business of your own, or have a specific goal or career you want to follow, and you're dating this person that is telling you, I want a housewife, that is a non-negotiable. Because trust me, if you eventually agree to marry this person and become a housewife just because you think that if you say no to them, they are going to abandon you, what happens when you go into that house? You will become so depressed, you will become so left out, and you will not be able to see yourself. You will be lost in everything, because what you're doing is not what you want. So you should have your non-negotiables as a young lady, as a young man planning to get married. And that's all I would say. Have your non-negotiables set aside. If they don't meet up to your standard, cut it off. And for me, another non-negotiable as a child of God is even getting married to somebody who does not know God. Yes, that is a non-negotiable. Trust me. Only God has the ability to convert somebody to Christ. You don't have that ability to convert a soul. All you can do is preach the gospel of Christ to that person. So if you are like, oh, there are no Christian brothers, there are no Christian sisters in church, I'm just gonna go marry this unbeliever and then I'm gonna convert the person to Christ, or marry this person that is not Christ-like and I'm gonna convert the person to Christ, I bet you're lying. By the time you get there, it will become more difficult. And let me tell you, just because things are going to come, trials and temptations are going to come, it's going to be so hard for you to even preach the gospel to this person. So you better be watchful. Have your non-negotiables, things that if they are not there, cut them off. Marriage is not easy, and so we should plan well from the beginning. Marriage is not easy. We should plan well from the beginning. Some people go into marriage. I've seen situations where a man will be going into marriage and he's like, I just want my wife to look beautiful for me, look sexy for me and all of that. But on the other hand, the woman wants children. The man doesn't want children because he wants his wife to be beautiful all the time. The truth is, those are things you should talk about. If the man wants a child and you don't want a child, cut it off, because trust me, when you get there and you want that child, the moment you have that child, the man is going to abandon you. The moment things turn around and they're no longer the way they wanted, they are going to abandon you and you're going to be so sad. So please have your non-negotiables, have your red flags, things that if they don't go your way, cut it off and wait. God is going to bring that perfect person for you. That person that is perfectly aligned to feed your dreams, to feed your goals, to feed your everything that you were made for. Amen.